The first step to make a coffee shop jazz track is picking a key. Let's go with D minor. So you pick a really basic chord progression like a 1-4-5 or a 2-5-1. I think I'm feeling a 1-4-5 right now, and that would make our chord progression D minor, G minor, A minor. But to give it some harmonic excitement, I should add some sweetness to these chords. Minor 9 is where it's at, and we can play that for the 1 and the 4 chord, but it's not as hip to do that on the 5 chord. So in a minor key, make the 5 dominant, or better yet, altered. So here we have an A7, sharp 5, sharp 9. And let's add a little scale movement to connect the D minor and the G minor, just going up the D minor scale from the D minor 9 chord, just like this. And that creates this chord progression right here. Now to solo over this, sure I could play D minor scales, but it'll sound more exciting if I have licks and concepts to use. So let's start with thirds and sixths. Thirds are these shapes. Usually sounding best on the top 4 strings, at least for a soloing situation. And sixths are these shapes. Usually played on the G and E string or the D and B strings. If you're not comfortable with finding these on the fretboard, don't trip. Download the thirds and sixths fretboard package on patreon.com/nastysoul. I'll give you all the tools and exercises you need to master these essential techniques. Now I could play any general D minor licks over the 1 and the 4 chords since they're both perfectly in the key of D minor, but the 5 chord is where we can have some outside fun. The most common outside options for the 5 chord is either the D harmonic minor scale, or the A altered scale. Although I will say it's a bit tricky to get these to flow nicely for someone who is just introducing these scales to their improvisation, so I suggest learning a few licks. Try this A altered lick right here. And remember, with more complicated licks, it's best to try and start them on the same beat each time, since these licks are meant to resolve on the first beat of the next measure. So here's one more in A altered. Finally, loop your track to try and fit in with each of these ideas. Thirds and sixths and the 2 altered licks, try and make them sound fluid and smooth. You can download the track at patreon.com/nastysoul, play along with it, and you also get the thirds and sixths fretboard package and access to all the amazing Nasty Soul guitar courses, helping to support this channel and making you a nastier guitar player as well. So keep jamming and stay nasty.